Hi, Anti-Society! Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we are checking out Bleach episode 255, and we're going to be focusing in on Ichigo for this one. Mostly because when we're dealing with like weird internal world things, Ichigo is usually the guy that we go to. So we'll see how he deals with Muramasa. Maybe he can get to him. Maybe we'll be dealing with some other like weirdness. I'm just assuming that there's going to be some weirdness at some point. In 3, 2, 1, go. I do kind of wonder how much we're going to focus on anything. Because the last episode was like a little bit extra filler, you know? Like it was a little bit like we needed to buy time. Which I did kind of ask there for a little bit. I was like, I feel like there is still too many episodes left for what we're trying to accomplish. But I guess with a filler arc, you're not really worried about pacing at that point, are you? Because you're just trying to like buy time from like this number of episodes. Because like I'm assuming we're gonna have to go back to like Koga at some point, right? Like I feel like we got rid of him too quickly. You know, like I feel like we're gonna have to loop back to that, if only because Ichigo didn't get to like be the one, even though I understand thematically it makes more sense for it to be Byakuya. Also, like the like where's like Sunsui, right? Like we didn't get the, you know, we haven't gotten everyone to show up yet. So I'm assuming there's gonna be another showdown at some point that is more intense in the next like 10 episodes. I'm sorry my brain is taking a little bit of time to buffer. It is not a time that I should usually be filming, but we're gonna film anyway because I want to. I did say that I feel like these were going to get weird, and then I remembered that we are dealing with a giant, like, flesh mushroom thing. So it's already been weird, to be fair. I mean, you could do slightly more than just say his name while standing on the outside. I understand being like, he's gonna have to do this for himself. Like, I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he's been through enough stuff. I hate my brain sometimes because I can't tell you the number of songs that just play through my head simply because he was spinning. I do like the going from red to like the water though. And the like inversion. I understand what they were trying to do. In a different arc. We don't question why Ichigo ends up in places, okay? They're like, why are you part of this? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, couldn't Koga end up here? Speaking of him showing up again. It does make me think all the way back to like when we did have the showdown with Muramasa in Ichigo's internal world, and we're kind of like looping back. It's just interesting to have like the, full circle moment between the two of them. And they have like similarities with their internal world too, just like visually. Are they like illusions again? Yeah. Apparently not well enough. Ooh, that's gnarly. I wasn't ready for it to be at his neck. I don't like there's also hands involved. I do think it's interesting to have the little details of like the columns, like, yeah, like they were like slowly breaking in the back, and then we have like the payoff of that. Yeah, they'll start to crumble. I mean, that's one way to break out. Interesting though to have like the pillars fall and it like disrupts the like reflection. Ooh, that's cool because illusions. So it's reflections. That's cool. He's like, as long as I can just keep the water disrupted, you won't be able to do anything. I was thinking it interesting that Muramasa was like standing on the water as opposed to like one of the pillars. Illusions. You gotta respect the fact that Ichigo like got hurt and was just like didn't even barely paused. Ichigo, that's obviously a trap. Don't act surprised. Ooh, it was a cool shot. Unfortunate turnout for our protagonist, but oh, sorry. I come from the future. Makes me nostalgic. Yes, work together. We established this in the last episode. Teamwork is way better. I do like that there's a calm to that. Like Ichigo's attacks when he's like Ichigo has the reins, if you will. It tends to be a little bit more like wild. There's a little bit more of that like energy or like strong emotion to it. And then I like when we have this kind of switch over with Zangetsu that it's like there's a calmer feeling to the way that that like ability manifests externally. Hey, we like were we even down for a second? Mm, like the symbolism of the level difference there. I like the eyes closed too, because like again, illusions. It's all about like tricking what Ichigo thinks he can and cannot see. I mean, to be fair, Muramasa wanted to figure things out with Koga. I don't know if Muramasa's the problem in this partnership. Cool little effect with the water. Every once in a while, they're like, we're gonna put little things into the animation. Other times, I'm like, we can now figure out what we're gonna do with Ichigo's hair. Sorry, the bouncing with the like, they're just like, sort of animated. Don't worry about it. But every once in a while, like there, we get like a close up of the face, and they're like, just go to town on that expression to make up for it. Like some of the things that the animators do is like kind of clever in the way that they get around the fact that uh they don't have the like time and like budget all the time for this like arc. We isolated again. This makes me kind of sad. Like for everything that Minamasa has done, sure, but it's like to not even realize that Koga was like trying to reach him, and then to have that be like the moment where this person like literally you are like connected to like on like a soul level with someone, and he's just like the you didn't respond when I called for you, so I don't trust you anymore. And he's like, I literally didn't hear you because you cut me off so much that I couldn't hear you anymore. If there's one thing Ichigo can do, it's scream really loud. I was expecting more of a heart to heart, to be fair. Like, I was expecting more of like an introspection. We had like a little bit of it. And not that Ichigo's the most philosophical, to be fair. I mean, it is a little bit. It's currently our concern. Mm, past tense. I don't know if that's past tense because we're done with him, or if it's just like he's not the same person anymore. Probably being like sometimes they figure out the animation, and then the way that Ichigo was staying in there. I know this is all very serious, but like, oof, that was cool. To have like the heartbeat, but it's like the like hollow. Yeah. True. We saw their teamwork, power of friendship last episode. Hmm. Interesting too to have like this whole arc starts off with like the like rebellion, right? Like Zabakto rebellion against their Soul Reapers. And then we shift to like Muramasa being like consumed with the need to still have that connection with his Soul Reaper, right? And it may be only when he truly gives up on it, right? That there actually comes like an end to this. How exactly did we get out? How do you get out of someone else's like internal world other than like killing their subconscious? Is that what we did? Hey, was Ichigo just like, I'm not gonna wait for you to save yourself, apparently. I gotta do everything myself. Y'all gonna make me cry. Because I was ready for that. Understatement, but sure. Someday. I don't know. I mean, like, if Koga's not here, I don't know if there's gonna be a someday. You know. Why am I getting choked up? What? I'm fine. I'm not emotionally attached to everything about this series. Couldn't have just appeared without it being a whole thing. We're gonna have to do the betrayal. Oof. Strategic placement of the raindrop. I see you, animators. Because I feel like they probably would be emotional for, like, a Soul Reaper. Because they understand what it feels like to have that connection to, like, a Zanpakuto. So, like, seeing one, like, discarded and, like, disappearing and everything, I feel like would be really, like, loaded, right? Like, because you would understand what it means to, like, lose that connection and how that would feel for you. Did we get ours back? We're like, yeah. Honestly, that was probably, like, the only way to deal with it with Ichigo. Like, they were either gonna scream at each other, fight, or just be like cool dudes and be like, thanks, sure. You know what I mean? Like, but now I'm like, what are we again? Koga? Maybe? Maybe we just have some other filler? I honestly don't know, because filler arcs, again, weird. So we might just be doing something else for some of the episodes as well. But this feels like a conclusion. And I don't know why I got choked up. Maybe it's because I Munamasa's like the antagonist we empathize with, right? Like, so many times in Bleach, it's like we set up the big bad and then we have, like, the consequences of, like, the real threat of that big bad, and then we get into, like, the nuances of, like, why the antagonist is, like, making the decisions that they are, and that's when we get to the, I don't know, like, there's something, like, humanizing about the antagonists, right? Like, that's when I end up getting attached, because I'm like, wait, I understand. You're like, am I still traumatized by all of the Urkeora of it all? Yes, I am. Okay, I don't know if I'll ever be okay about that. So I feel like I'm justified and getting a little bit choked up about Muramasa. Okay. Oh, I guess it his name. What would we do? I guess, like, we have to get our some of the Zanpakuto back. You read it? I don't know what that preview was supposed to be giving me. Oh. Ow! Are we just acknowledging the fact that there's gonna be some more stuff going on? Are we being meta? Honestly, sending Ukeora and Nell to be the ones to tell me that we're going to be doing some other stuff the rest of these episodes, well played. Because I didn't drop his name hoping that he would show up. I was emotionally wrecked because of that. And they were like, we can give you a little moment. I do appreciate a little bit of the breaking the fourth wall there, being like, hey, we're going to need some more time to put together what the rest of the arc is going to be. So here are, like, 10 more episodes. That'd be kind of wild, though, to experience in real time. Like, I get to experience it, like, I've already seen the main parts of the the arc, so it's not like I need to know what's going to be happening, but it would be kind of crazy to experience in real time the patience that you have to have sometimes as a lover of shonen. But I kind of loved that we got a little bit of a quiet moment in some of this, because I feel like Muramasa is kind of the more complex character in this. He's the more, again, character supposed to empathize with, and it wouldn't make sense to just have a full-on fight going on. So yes, there was a little bit of that fight, them going back and forth and stuff, but it was mostly about the heart of it, right? It was the, how do you talk to someone who has been discarded by the most important person in their life, the person that helps give them a purpose, right? How do you communicate with them? I like that we had full circle of Muramasa had been in Ichigo's kind of internal world, and Ichigo is now in his. Muramasa starting out being like making the Zanpakuto like rebel and everything and want to be separated from their Soul Reapers, and then we have here at the end where Muramasa had to let go of Koga to fully move on and like not become the thing that he had spent his whole life existence going up against with like a hollow, right? So there's some good little parallels there. Animation was a little wonky, some of the frames were a little bit questionable, but again, filler arc, fine. I feel like it was a little bit of a lackluster ending, which makes me sad, but again, filler, it is what it is. Koga and Byakuya was like the fight, right? And that one was really cool. So interested to see, I guess, where we're gonna go with more of the episodes. I'm just chilling in this universe anyway. It's all like filler stuff, and I get that. I know that some of the stuff in this arc is made canon in retrospect with more like newer stuff, but I'm really just here to like continue to get to just linger in the Bleach universe while I wait for more episodes. I'm reading the manga over on Patreon, by the way, for free. They're just like up there for anyone who wants to go watch those, so you can always join me over there. Link to my Patreon is always down in the description if you want to come and watch those chapters along with me too. But I guess we're just wild card. We're gonna see what we get into for like the next few episodes, but I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this place to go into my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so next time I post Bleach reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.